Long ago, in the heart of Nwakego, a lush and hidden village cradled by ancient forests and forgotten gods, there lived a girl named Nwakego. She was no ordinary girl. With skin as smooth as freshly pounded yam and the radiant glow of sunrise in her eyes, Nwakego was beauty itself. Her laughter rang like bells after the rain. Elders whispered she was touched by the spirits. Some said she was born during a blood moon. Some said her father was a traveling spirit that vanished the night she was conceived. Her beauty was both a blessing and a curse. When the rains failed, and the crops withered under the cruel sun, the villagers grew desperate. The oracle was summoned. He sat beneath the sacred Iroko tree, his eyes rolled back, mouth foaming, and the gods spoke through him. She who carries the sun in her eyes must return to the earth. The gods demand Nwakego. The people wailed, but deep down, many were relieved. They had always feared Nwakego's beauty, it was unnatural, they said. No girl should be that perfect. Even wives grew jealous when their husbands dreamt of her. Mothers clutched their sons tighter. So, with trembling hands masked as duty, they offered her up. She was dragged to the ancient stone altar deep in the Odo forest, her wrists tied with red cloth, her mouth sealed with bitter kola. She cried, not from fear, but from betrayal. Her eyes searched the crowd for her mother, her friends, anyone who would stop it. No one moved. The priest raised his dagger, chanting. The earth rumbled softly as blood touched the stone. Nwakego's scream echoed through the forest like thunder, and then, silence. They buried her body beneath the sacred Ojilisai tree, wrapped in white cloth, and left her there for the gods. But the gods were no longer who they used to be. 7 years passed. Nwakego seemed to flourish again. The rains returned. Crops thrived. Children laughed. But in the 7th moon of the 7th year, things began to shift. The birds stopped singing. The river turned black and sticky. The wind began to whisper a girl's name at night. Nwakego. Goats were found with their eyes plucked out. Newborns wailed endlessly and died before their naming days. A strange fog clung to the village, thick and breathing. No one could leave. No one could come in. One night, a child disappeared, dragged from his mat by an unseen force. They found only his small footprints and long claw marks. The elders gathered once more beneath the Iroko tree. But this time, it bled from the bark. A voice boomed from the sky. You gave me to the gods. But they gave me to something darker. She returned on the next blood moon. Nwakego stepped out from the Ojilisai tree, yes, out of it, like it had grown around her. She looked different. Her beauty was still there, but sharper now, dangerous. Her once brown eyes now glowed red. Her feet didn't touch the ground. She wore a gown made of leaves and human hair, and behind her trailed shadows in the shape of hands. She walked straight into the village square, where drums once beat and laughter rose. Now, silence followed her. The first to scream was her mother. But Nwakego only turned to her and said, You turned your face from me. Now turn it forever. And her mother's head spun backward, her face forever turned away. The villagers ran. But their hearts melted into walls of bark and teeth. No one escaped. The priest who spilled her blood was the last. He hid inside the shrine. But Nwakego found him. She leaned close and whispered, The gods you prayed to were already dead. Then, she opened her mouth wide, and a scream came out, one so loud the shrine crumbled, and the priest's ears and eyes bled before he was swallowed by the earth. Only one child survived. A little girl, hiding under a mortar in the compound. Nwakego saw her and paused. The child looked up at her with innocent eyes and said, You're beautiful, auntie. Nwakego smiled softly for the first time in years. She touched the girl's forehead and said, Never let them silence your light. And then, she vanished into the mist, her shadows folding around her like winds. To this day, no one lives in Nwakego. The forest swallowed it. The trees whisper her name. Travelers who pass by hear a voice in the wind. What the gods take, they return changed. And on blood moon nights, if you walk too close, you might see her Nwakego, the girl they sacrificed, now queen of shadows.